What is up, gamers? You guys know the drill by now. We're doing an anime-themed commander deck. This time, it's Chainsaw Man. All right, so Denji is Hansk, Slayer, Zealot in this deck. 2 red-green for a legendary creature, human archer. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent creates 3 Walker tokens. They're 2/2 black zombie creatures. You can tap our boy to deal 2 damage to target creature, and whenever a zombie an opponent controls dies, draw a card. All right. The artwork already looks like Chainsaw Man jumping into a bunch of hordes, so it fit perfectly in my mind. Our plan is kill devils and eventually make some deals, Winky Face. You watch the anime, you know what I'm talking about. He makes some interesting deals with some of the characters in there for kisses and whatnot, so just be careful when you bring this out at the table, all right? So our plan is killing devils. Let's see it. We got Pyrohemia, all right? 2 and 2 red. At the beginning of your end step, if there are no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice Pyrohemia. And for a red, Pyrohemia deals 1 damage to each creature and player. These are ways to get rid of those Walker tokens so we can draw cards so we can win faster. All right. Then we got Aether Flash, one of my favorite cards in this deck. 2 and 2 red. Whenever a creature comes into play, Aether Flash deals 2 damage to it. Instantly on your upkeep, you just draw 3 extra cards. Amazing. Amazing card because those devils, you know what I mean, will spawn on the enemy board and then immediately die. Awesome. Amazing. And then we got Pyroclasm and Pyroclasm type effects, dealing 2 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each creature, and 2 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each creature. Exactly. Now we're on to the chainsaws. These are the ways we're going to buff up our guy. Okay. We got Basilisk Collar for 1. Equipped creature has Death Touch and Lifelink. Fun thing about Death Touch, if you tap Hansk and you shoot somebody with your little crossbow and you have Death Touch, that dies, no matter how big it is. Your removal on a stick, pretty much. It's very good. Very good. Then we got Sting, the Glinting Dagger for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. Cool. And the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. And then there's a flavor text at the bottom. Don't read it. Who cares? Sting lets us, if we give our zombies on our upkeep to the player right before us, we will then have enough turns to shoot down all their zombies if we don't have anything like the Pyrohemia or the Aether Flash kind of thing. That way we can get our card draw that way because we'll untap and tap our hands as many times as we need to, which is really good value. We love Sting in this deck. And then we got Thornbite Staff, which is even better. For 2 mana, equipped creature has 2 mana tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player. And whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, untap this creature. And then something about shamans, who cares? So you shoot a zombie, it dies, goes into the graveyard, but it's a token, so it doesn't really like go into the graveyard, but it does rules wise. Then you untap him, then you can tap him again, shoot another zombie, untap him. It's really good. And if you have Death Touch, you can just go pew 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 and shoot a bunch of people, which is really good. I like to envision it, because everyone fears the Chainsaw Man, so he just goes around meow chainsawing people. It's sick. Okay, now we got to meet the man himself, and by the man I mean the man combo. We're gonna be killing stuff, so we want the kill combos going on. We got Gimli, counter of kills. 3 and a red trample. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Gimli deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. It's almost like we make dudes on our opponent's control. Okay, make a bunch of zombies. That's at least 3 damage when we kill them all. Okay, but then we have Torbrand, Thane of Redfell, 1 3 red. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead. So now Gimli does 3 damage every time something dies, which is insane and super good. And then we can bump it up even more by throwing in some doublers, triplers, whatever. We're playing red and we're doing some kind of damagey build, so Fire Emancipation fits perfectly. 3 and 3 red. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Now, because of a bunch of shenanigans about the rules and everything like that, your opponents can stack the replacement effects in such a way that Gimli will get tripled to do 3 damage, and then Torbrand will apply, so it'll make it 5 damage. But even then, you're giving your opponents 3 tokens, right? You kill each of them. Now that's 15 damage they just took. 15 damage and drawing 3 cards. Sweet. Obviously, in a perfect world, you can stack in such a way that they take 9 damage, but that's neither here nor there. That's up to the rules committee to fix that. Okay? Sweet. Good epic combo. Okay? Now, some flavor wins. I've been doing some flavor research, and by that I mean I watched the anime and it's really good. All right. Defense of the heart. Need I say more, right? The whole plot revolves around his heart being a devil guy. So 3 and a green. At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart. Search your library for up to 2 target creatures. Then put those creatures onto the battlefield, then shuffle. All right, so you can get our best dudes. We can get the Gimli and we can get the Torbrand. That way we do a bunch of damage. And you're like, how am I going to make sure that my opponents have 3 or more creatures? It's almost like you can stack your upkeep triggers so that your Hans will give your opponent 3 baddies, okay? And then you'll trigger the Defense of the Heart, immediately sacrifice it, go search for your guy. Pretty sweet, okay? Then we got Lantern of Insight for 1. Each player plays with the top card of his or her library revealed. Okay, there's not really a card that says, like, take off your shirt or anything like that, that I'm sure Denji would love to have. This is the closest thing to having somebody, your opponents, take off their shirts, or like, you know, getting some action, okay, making them reveal a little bit more than they should be. You know what I mean, fellas? Okay, you can also tap it and shuffle their library, so it does have value in the sense if you see an Eldrazi or something scare like a combo piece, sack it, do whatever you got to do. But I thought it would fit pretty fun in here. Another flavor guy we got is Street Urchin. 1 and a red. Commander creatures you own have 1 mana. Sack another creature or an artifact. This creature deals 1 damage to any target. So now we don't even have to tap our guy. We can just sacrifice fodder, treasures, whatever we got to do damage to stuff, shooting down those devils and zombies and whatnot. And if we got that death touch, we got a couple of different ways of getting that. Now we're just boop, 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 and removing stuff. And you can understand why everyone's afraid of the Chainsaw Devil. All right. Now you're wondering, how do we win? Okay, we got Repercussion, 1 and 2 red. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, Repercussion deals that much damage to that creature's controller. So we make some walkers on our opponent's control. Okay, then we shoot him with Hansk. Ouch. Kill it, draw a card. They take 2 damage. Okay, you're like, wow, that's not a lot. Well, Fire Emancipation triples our damage sources. Okay, and the way this works is that Hansk's damage will be tripled. So it goes from 2 to 6. Okay, ouch. They take the 6 damage. Then Repercussion goes, oh, a creature was dealt damage, parentheses, 6 damage, and then it will attempt to deal that much damage to that creature's controller. But then Fire Emancipation will say, nah, not quite yet, triple that, okay? So now they're taking 18 damage from 1 walker dying, and obviously there are 3 of them. So we untap them, and we shoot another one. That's another 18 damage, and we untap them, shoot another one. That's now 54 damage, okay? And if that's not enough, you just do it a couple more times. You know, tap, untap, shoot a bunch of stuff, okay? You're going to be drawing cards. You're going to get this combo pretty reliably, okay? And even if you don't, you know, get Hansk or anything like that, the Aether Flash with Repercussion will do 2 damage, and that'll just, whenever something gets played, boom, 2 damage, ouch, okay? Very sweet. Fire Emancipation, boom, 6 damage, and then Repercussion does 18 damage. So you have a bunch of ways of, you know, ending the game here with this winning combo because it's just super cool. And the way that trigger system works, you get triple and then triple it again, which is amazing and how we plan on winning. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Hope you like the thumbnail, by the way. Trying something new. If you did, leave a like. If you like the old thumbnails, also let me know. I'm still in that earlier phase of trying to figure out what exactly you guys like. So yeah, leave comments. Hey, Chainsaw Man, mid. Don't do any more of that. Jujutsu Kaisen only. You're a one-trick pony, Quips and Guac. Stay in your lane, okay? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Kind of rambling at this point. But thanks for sticking around. You guys are amazing, very much supportive. Love you all. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Oh, and if you guys haven't already, subscribe. That's pretty sweet. I want to get monetized at some point. I saw this super cool scorpion chair. I'll edit it in post. Super cool scorpion chair. So I added that to my vision board of things that I want before I die. It's this like scorpion. You'll see. Okay. Anyway, bye.